Good afternoon. Welcome to the Indie Boomer Show. Mary Pat McKee here. I publish a magazine called Indie Boomer. It's a 55 lifestyle magazine. And today I have a special guest with me, Amelia Barnes.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Amelia writes the family and relationships column for the Indie Boomer, and we're going to talk about some of the different articles and things she's written for us over the past year. But before we do so, I would like to make sure everybody has seen the new July issue of Indie Boomer magazine with the Wright brothers on front and John McDowell, who has been with the Wright brothers for 42 years. But if you get a chance, read the article. Did you get a chance to read it?
I haven't read it. Well, but I used to love to go listen to them.
Oh yeah, they're really good,
So
and they're still doing the same good music they did
a
long time ago.
I haven't done that for a while.
They're on the circuit. The other thing I'd like to do is thank Logan Street Signs Banners and Hamilton County TV for this opportunity to have an Indie Boomer show. And with that, we are able to get into all different kinds of topics and things that baby boomers in the local area are interested in. Hopefully, we think they're interested in. So tell us, Amelia, what is it exactly is family and relationships life coaching mean?
Well, let me give you just a little bit about why I really like the Boomer. Because life and relationship, because I work with people, particularly women in midlife, just kind of looking at all areas of their life, their personal life, their professional life, their relationships, or they may want to create a relationship.
Right.
So where are you now, and really what do you want to create in the next chapter of your life? And I think midlife is so exciting because on the average, we live 34 years longer than our great-grandmothers did.
Really? I didn't know that.
That's why this whole boomer thing is so interesting, because we don't do 50, 60 and beyond like other people used to.
Right.
We got all sorts of opportunities.
Oh, we are setting the pace, I think.
Yeah, so I love playing with people around, what do you want to create in the next chapter of your life? What do you want to do? And I've been, I went originally, got a degree in marriage and family therapy.
Sure.
I've been certified as a relationship coach. So I've worked over 20 years with people in relationships. And I particularly like kind of that midlife, boomers and beyond, because they're at a time, particularly as women, we get to figure out who we are now and what we want in our relationships.
The kids are grown.
We've been trying to please others. We've been trying to please our parents, please our kids. And it's time to figure out who we are and who we want to be in both our relationships and personal lives. Exactly.
And, you've written several articles, like I said before, for us. And one of those, in fact, at the beginning was in January, actually, the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
You wrote an article, which I thought was excellent, was about Dream Big for the kind of to kick off the new year and all that. So can you tell us a little bit about what that article was?
I know in some of the other shows you've talked about reinventing your life. And I think about what do you want to create in the next chapter of your life. And as, boomers, we're living longer. Our life expectancy is longer than it's ever been before. There's no reason why we shouldn't live a healthy life for the most of us well into our 80s.
Right.
So that's a lot of time, and people aren't just interested in what do I do and retire. So what if today you started doing what you really wanted to do? What if you took some time to reflect and thought about what excites you? What do you want to do? Do you want to travel? Do you want to start a business? The largest group of people starting a business is women 55 and over.
Are you really?
I am really serious, and that is really exciting.
That is exciting.
So we got a lot of life left. This isn't like let's just roll over and just kind of sit there.
Oh, it's another lifetime. It's almost a whole nother lifetime.
So,
how can you help people figure out what their passion is or what it is they want to do? Because it's hard. I think, like you said, when you've been caring for other people and then you stop and you're looking at yourself, it's hard to kind of make that analysis.
Well, I think I'm probably my own best example because I kind of reached a point in my life where I realized I'd been a great people pleaser. I'd been really a perfectionist. I'd been doing a lot of taking care of other people, but I hadn't done a very good job of taking care of myself.
Right.
And so I just started that reflection. So I help people just sit down, dreaming, just some brainstorming. What are the qualities about yourself that you really like? Like, I'm a really good nurturer. I mean, I love to be in, at one point, couple years ago, I was this warm, fuzzy stay-at-home mom.
And you're not anymore.
They kind of grow up. They sort of have this thing they do to you. They kind of, which is a good thing. They leave.
I
and
think
they
we get tired.
independent.
I think we just
And-
get tired.
But we kick them out. No, fortunately, they're all on their own and they're all happy,
Right.
and that's what I would love for everybody.
Right.
But I love that nurturing part of myself. But how am I going to use that in other ways? So we got lots of clues.
Well, you use it pretty much in your coaching.
Yeah, the coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we've all got clues. We've got stuff we used as a kid. We've got stuff we like to do. Mm-hmm. It's kind of who are we really? It's like sort of diving for buried treasure.
Yeah.
And I love doing it. And I love sitting with people and they get this big kind of aha. Because
I didn't think of that.
it's usually so obvious. They're going, duh.
It's always right in front of you, and sometimes you just can't even see it.
But I think that we take for granted a lot of stuff because it's so easy for us. We do it so well that we don't think it's anything special.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and something, somebody had just emailed me yesterday, and I'm going to try and give you the gist of it.
Yeah.
But it's, would you rather be comfortable, or would you rather take a risk? And
Oh.
that, as you know where I'm going, and it was a little, I don't know, a couple paragraphs. It was very interesting, but that was the gist of it. Is that are you going to sit on your laurels basically, or are you going to take a risk, and maybe that risk could be something exciting to change your life? You never know. Mm-hmm. I mean, not to take a ridiculous risk.
Oh,
you
no.
know what I'm saying.
A calculated risk.
A calculated risk.
A calculated risk. No, I'm not into skydiving. I know some people are.
Yeah.
Skydiving on my 80th birthday is not something that appeals to me.
No, I'd break every bone in my body. But
Okay, so you and I will do other things
Yeah,
that are calculated risk.
exactly.
Traveling, there are a lot of things I want to do. So the dreaming big is not just about career. It's, do I want a relationship? Do I really want to up the quality of my relationship? Because when you stay, we get that kind of, we settle.
Yeah.
We get in our comfort zone. And I think as we get older, it's real easy for that comfort zone to shrink.
Right.
And we get comfortable with less and less stuff. So are we willing to kind of step outside? And that calculated risk could be just kind of like, putting our big toe over the edge.
Right.
Am I willing to go someplace new every week?
Yeah.
Am I willing to talk to somebody that I wouldn't normally talk to?
Well, when Brenda was here with Boomer, she writes the Boomers at Work, she talked about that as well, and about trying something new every single week. And I think it's a great idea because it takes you out of your comfort zone a little
Yeah.
bit. And it's, I do it myself, and I've found it to be quite interesting. And getting different perspectives on life and such.
Yeah, well, something as silly as like brushing your teeth with your other hand.
Yeah.
Because there's this great thing called neuroplasticity.
Oh, no, that sounds awfully big.
Oh, I love it, though. Neuroplasticity. It's a great
You know
big
what?
word.
I'm going to let you keep that word, and when we come back, you can explain it to us. Because we got to take a quick break. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
You scared me. I got to go look it up.
All right, we'll go about that when we come back.
Yeah, we'll be back in just a minute. Thanks. We are back. Hi, Amelia.
Hi, Hi, I'm so glad to be back with you, Mary Pat.
Well, I'm glad you're here as well. Mary Pat McKee, Indie Boomer Magazine. We're talking to Amelia Barnes. She is a family and relationship coach and works with baby boomers, works with a lot of women baby boomers, helping them and some of the different issues facing them. Is that a good
That's
analysis?
a
Did I
good
do
analysis,
well?
yeah.
All right. Hey, when we left, you said a really big word, and I'm not even going to try and repeat
Oh, I
it.
love it. I love that word, neuroplasticity. And what it means to me is really exciting because they used to think, like our brain stopped growing,
Really?
but our brain doesn't stop growing. We can keep learning new things, we can keep developing, we can really reinvent ourselves as long as we're alive.
Well,
never
that's good
stops.
news. Yeah.
So to take time at midlife to really reflect on who am I, what do I want in my life, what do I want my relationships to be like?
Mm-hmm.
We can do that. We can.
Instead of maybe accepting the way that they are and changing them the way you want them.
Yeah, well, you'd ask
or-
me a question too about comfort versus risk.
True.
And so I think they kind of all go together because we can change. We can say, hey, this is the kind of person I really like. This is who I really want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get to choose.
Well, and don't you agree that it's important for change, but it's
Mm-hmm.
important to realize that each day is a step. I mean, that it doesn't just change overnight. It's
Oh.
something that takes
Baby steps.
baby steps,
Little-
baby boomer steps. Maybe.
Oh, I love that. Baby boomer steps. Yeah. Little steps. Even there's something even with exercise. People who do 1 minute of exercise and start getting into the habit are more likely to stay with exercise than people who start, with a really big
Program.
program.
I could probably do a minute a day. I should try that sometime.
Yeah, most of us could do a minute a day, and then we're saying then you got some success, you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing is when you feel good about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think your first relationship, because this is about family relationships, is with yourself.
Right.
And you've got to first like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that kind of old joke about, I wouldn't join a club that would accept members like me?
Oh no, I don't know.
Oh,
I've
that
ever
was
heard that.
It was a really kind of bad joke, so maybe
Yeah,
I shouldn't
it
have even brought
was.
it up. But I think that there's something about, we've really got to like who we are. How are other people going to like us?
True, I agree with
If
that.
we don't like ourselves.
Right.
So if we start by liking ourselves, then that kind of goes out. And we put people into our lives that give us energy.
I think you attract them as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so there's something really powerful because when we like ourselves, we're comfortable with ourselves, we're comfortable in our own skin,
Mm-hmm.
then we really have the power to focus on what kind of relationships we want.
Mm-hmm.
Are we willing to put some energy into certain relationships? Like it may be a marriage
Mhm.
that hasn't worked, or we may want to make peace with an issue with our parents
Mhm.
or with our children. So we have a lot more energy to make those relationships really
Right.
strong.
And not be holding things inside that are just holding you back from being who you should be.
Yes.
Yeah,
They kind of all go together.
Yeah, they
They're-
really do. They really do. Something else I wanted to talk about because I thought it was such a great article in the Boomer this time.
Okay.
It was the laughter. Exactly?
Laughter's the best medicine.
That's it. That's how you wrote. Tell me about this.
Well,
I love to laugh. So.
wait, I know. I love being with you because you do. You have such a wonderful sense of humor. And
Well,
we could just sit here and laugh, and then the time would go. But when you're really stressed, do you laugh?
no.
No, most people don't. When you're really stressed, you kind of get tense. You sort of go away, and when you do that, your testosterone actually drops.
Mhm.
Your cortisol levels and all those stress hormones come up.
Yes.
So it's a very simple way. Laughter really is. And laughter's not, about making fun of somebody or putting somebody else down, but just laughing, just enjoying someone's company. Sometimes we can just laugh at ourselves, the silly things we do every day.
Every day. I was going
Yeah.
to say I laugh at myself every day, several times a day maybe. But okay, for instance, say someone is stressed.
Mm-hmm.
How do you laugh? I mean, because it's usually not something you can laugh at. I mean,
No,
do you have any
it isn't.
secrets for?
I think sometimes just sitting down, oh gosh, this is boomers. They know I Love Lucy. We can watch some of those I Love Lucy's, Red Skelton.
Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah, I love Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah.
I think that the station also supports some old movies. It might be fun to come listen to.
Oh,
Little
sure.
plug in for our sponsor.
Well, exactly. And he does movies in the park, and those are old movies, and those are
Yeah.
hilarious, some of
So
them.
so just noticing, we connect well with laughter. We connect really well with other people. When we're laughing, we're more likely to let somebody into our lives.
Okay, that was going to be one of my questions. How does laughter help us, or what does it do for the body versus I mean, obviously, it takes the stress away.
Yeah, because
Right.
it lowers that cortisol
Right.
levels.
Mm-hmm.
We get more oxygen in when we laugh.
Sure.
It
Actually, it's
just-
almost an exercise, isn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody told me that once. I didn't know if it
Yeah,
was
you
true.
can go take laughter yoga or
Oh, well, that would be hilarious.
yeah.
Do they really have those
They
things?
really do.
Oh my
I've got
goodness.
a friend that actually leads laughter retreats.
Wow. Does he
Yeah.
have comedians there, or how
Well,
does?
she lives out. Well, she doesn't need a comedian. She is a comedian.
Oh,
she lives
okay.
out west, and
Yeah.
she leads laughter retreats. But people want to be
That's
around
wild.
you when you laugh.
Sure.
And if I have a choice, and I think that's really important. I have a choice in how I look at my issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do I want to sit there and be a victim of my life, or oh well, well, what can I do about it?
Right. Move on.
But
move
you think
forward.
about Patch Adams, a lot of communities. But laughter puts our bodies like it does. It takes away those stress hormones and allows us to heal.
Mm-hmm. You know what I've tried doing, and it's kind of hard. This sounds really terrible, but have you ever just like gone in the grocery store and just smiled? The whole time you're in the grocery store, just smile. People look at you like, what is she smiling about? That's what I think they're thinking, but I don't know. But it does. It gives you a different feeling when
Yeah.
you have to consciously, and I had to actually consciously make myself smile.
Yeah. Well, if just every time you pass a mirror, if you just look in the mirror and you go, and you put on a big grin, you smile.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, because when you smile, your body language, your posture actually will change the chemistry of your body.
Wow.
So to smile, to laugh,
Mm-hmm. And how important those are.
yeah.
And it's good exercise.
It's good exercise. It's good for your belly muscles. Any of us that
And boomers need help
gotta
with their
laugh.
belly muscles, so.
Yeah. And when you laugh, you don't grow old.
Right.
So it's really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I wanted to write about it, because I think it is easy to focus on what's going wrong in our lives.
Yes.
Because nobody's reached boomer age without some kind of disappointment, without something that's really gone wrong in our lives.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everybody's got something.
we've all got something, and if we have, there's going to be something again. So it's not
It's how you
those
deal with it.
things, but it's how we deal with them.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
how we deal with them.
Amelia, phone number real quick before we go today.
Yeah, my phone number is 317-688-7278.
Very
and
good.
I love calls, and see how I might help you with some of your life and relationship issues.
Yeah, very much so. Thanks. Have a good afternoon.